want to complicate things if one day, maybe he sees this and the wife is seen and speaking without telling him. I mean, there's a lot of considerations behind, but all along I wanted to get the perspective from the son as well. I mean, in a certain sense, I've watched this a lot of times, and sometimes I do feel that is this a fair judgment or this a fair statement of the son? But I would think the audience will ask the same question as well. So.
Agree. This is a one-sided story. That means my family, in these particular cases, you can see my sister-in-law and the 3 children. My father distributed my brother's family share, bigger than any of the daughter, okay, to the wife and the 3 children. Okay. The thing is that why is it that he's not been informed where his wife and children have taken? Because of his past history. So to us, if we can don't use this, to me is the device, we still can go on with this type of relationship. The wife and the children is with the family. They join our family gathering. It's only my brother.
I'd like to ask another question. Because in the film you showed Uncle Lee's relationship with his wife. I found it actually quite in stark contrast with the relationship between the children and the parents. Because I find that you all love your parents very much, but there seems to be a kind of war between your father and your mom. So when you guys were very young, did you all feel anything? How was it like?
In my family, it's very traditional. During my childhood day, I grew up in the kampong. My mom is a busy woman that we have a farm of 10,000 chickens. So my mom's duty is to feed 10,000 chickens. My father is a fish hawker. Before dawn, he already leave the house, buy the fish, sell them in the market, come back in the late afternoon. He will need to help out in the farm. Before 7 or 8, he will sleep. So during our young days, we don't see 2 of them having much problem where most of the time they are busy with their own jobs. The things that we remember is during Chinese New Year, when we visit our grandmother, we will always end up with a trip of arguing, You go out together, but you end up not very happy. So these are, to me, I think that is communication problem. Just like, to me, I think that my mom is not in the position to care for my dad. My dad is a 6-footer. My mom not even 5. It's very difficult for her, to care for my dad. On top of it, because of the sickness, okay, because it smell, because of here, it's not easy also for, people to accept that. So these are things that to me, I think that to be a caregiver is also not easy. During the time when somewhere I think in October, a few months before my dad passed away, he actually requested my mom to stop and stay at home to keep him company. My mom, as a traditional woman, said yes to the husband, but there's a lot of unhappiness there. You quit something that you are so confident of. You come and do something that is totally new, and you don't know whether whatever you do is going to help him or you may even do harm. There's fear factor in there. And I still remember the day that they moved into the new house. is unable to sleep in the same room as my dad because years back they're already sleeping in separate rooms. So to us, it's a life partner. And sometimes, if loving couples do treasure it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
View of last month, you talk about how your father dealt with dealing with being diagnosed with cancer, how your family started dealing with you noticed that there was a period of time for 3 years absence. And the second question is, has actually making the film actually changed that dying process and the way in which your family dealt this thing, in the sense that you said things that you might otherwise not say to each other, or discuss certain things that you otherwise might not discuss.
I think that my father being diagnosed cancer somewhere in 2002, 3, right? Yeah, that's the very first time. He had very negative feelings toward RT because his first round of RT nearly killed him. 35 cycle R3, reaching I think 20 plus. Okay, that time I'm not in Singapore, I'm overseas. My sibling actually I came back for the first few days of RT to look at his conditions. My sibling activated me overseas, telling me that you need to talk to them, to tell him to go on with the RT. So when I talked to him at that time, I mean that I'm telling him, please do it because of your family. So eventually for the first cycle of RT, which is in 2003, he completed. After he completed, he's unable to really go out in the sun because if you notice there's a long scar, he feels a burning type of feeling when he's under the sun. He actually lost a lot of his physical strength. Every day he go to market is because he can carry about less than 2 kg of things. He can't carry much for that, you know. So this is one way that when the CA, when the cancer recurs, he's very negative. Okay. There's a time when I'm back in Singapore. That's in the year of 2006. We come to know that the cancer recurs as early as April, you know. Okay, but we only go for treatment somewhere that is only in September, October. Why? When the cancer recurs, the family knows very well, including my father, the chance of survival is less than 10. Because for the first round RT, the doctor actually had told us, if there's a recurrence, the chances of surviving is very slim, much slimmer because the physical body cannot take the treatment. So when we come to know that recurrence of cancer, practically we're preparing for death. So we prepare actually about nearly 6 to 9 months ahead. When my dad come to know the cancer recurrence, first thing that he want to do is go back to China. Okay, look for his ancestor born stone to do a prayer. We settle all the issues. You know, the time when she's been diagnosed with cancer, we did a lot of religion type of rituals, you know, to do good for ancestor, where he believed that if a day he walked the path, you know, he had performed his duty as the successor. So during 2006, in March and April, we go back to China with the milk packet and things like that, and go around and search for moonstone. And we feel, no, we did not manage to locate it, but we tried. Okay. Next thing is that he says he didn't bring my mom to Hainan Dao.